You spoke to the American Constitution Society. And this is what you said. The right to work movement is deeply racist. You said that, didn't you?
Senator, I do not have that speech in front of me. I have spoken on a number of occasions about the history.
You turned your notes over to us. You didn't read them before you turned them over?
Senator, I've spoken on a number of occasions about the history. I was not speaking about...
Are you saying that you didn't say that?
Senator, I've spoken on a number of occasions about the history.
Are you saying that you didn't say that?
I have turned over all of my notes from my speeches.
I don't think you're telling the truth, Ms. Berner.
Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana came prepared with documented evidence, specific dates, and affidavits, which left Ms. Berner struggling to answer even the most basic questions about her record. He asked whether she had refused to investigate, regardless of her role as an advocate. From accusations of dishonesty before the committee to disturbing sexual harassment allegations involving union members under her leadership, this hearing has Washington talking and the internet on fire. Watch the full breakdown of every segment of this confrontation and decide for yourself whether this nominee is fit for a lifetime appointment to the federal bench. Let's dive into the main video.
Ms. Berner, you didn't tell Senator Graham the truth, did you?
Senator, I took an oath to tell the truth, and I have done so faithfully.
Now, on February 22nd, 2018, you spoke to the American Constitution Society. And this is what you said. The right to work movement is deeply racist. You said that, didn't you?
Senator, I do not have that speech in front of me. I have spoken on a number of occasions about the history.
You turned your notes over to us. You didn't read them before you turned them over?
Senator, I've spoken on a number of occasions about the history. I was not speaking about...
Are you saying that you didn't say that?
Senator, I've spoken on a number of occasions about the history.
Are you saying that you didn't say that?
I have turned over all of my notes from my speeches.
I don't think you're telling the truth, Ms. Berner. Let me ask you another question. Do you remember Mindy Sturgey?
No, sir, I do not remember.
I'm embarrassed you don't remember her. She was one of your union members. She alleged that she was the victim of sexual discrimination at one of your local unions. This is what she said. She alleged that one of the executives there asked her, quote, if she enjoyed rough sex and bondage. She said that the chapter president, Mr. Dave Regan, asked her, quote, does the carpet match the drapes? And, quote, what would you do for some jewelry? She alleged that Mr. Regan told another staffer, quote, that the only way she is getting a job is if she sucks my member of the male anatomy. Another employee said in an affidavit that Mr. Reagan, quote, went around asking women if he could sniff their panties, close quote, at an October 2017 work party. She said another executive, quote, grabbed my upper thigh while I was driving. And she wrote you and asked you to investigate. And you said no, didn't you?
Senator, I have dedicated my career to representing women and families. That has been my work.
You said no, didn't you?
Senator...
You told her that let her own chapter represent or investigate its own misconduct, didn't you?
Senator, I'm going to give you additional time, but I want the witness to be able to fully answer the question.
Senator, the letter that you are quoting from, I wrote in my capacity as counsel to my client. It was the position of my client, and I was acting as an advocate.
You refused to investigate, though, didn't you?
Senator, I believe that I have faithfully adhered to my obligations as an attorney for my client.
I don't think Ms. Sturgis would agree with you. In fact, Mr. Reagan, the chapter president, is still the president, isn't he?
I
You don't
believe
even know?
Dave Reagan is the president of one of our local union, of one of
Wow.
SEIU's local unions, yes.
Wow.
Senator John Kennedy walked in fully prepared, and he walked out having made his case with surgical precision. This was not a performance. This was a United States senator doing exactly what the American people sent him to Washington to do, asking hard questions, demanding honest answers, and refusing to accept carefully rehearsed deflections as a substitute for the truth. From the very first exchange, Kennedy held the line. When Miss Berner invoked her oath and insisted she had been faithful to it, Kennedy did not flinch. He came back with dates, locations, direct quotes, and documented evidence that told a very different story. That is not the behavior of a senator looking for a headline. That is the behavior of a man who genuinely believes the American justice system deserves better than nominees who cannot give straight answers about their own public speeches. The Mindy Sturgis chapter of this hearing was perhaps the most revealing of all. Kennedy did not raise those allegations carelessly. He raised them because a real woman, a union member who trusted the very organization Miss Berner led, allegedly came forward with some of the most degrading workplace harassment claims imaginable and was reportedly turned away. Kennedy gave that woman a voice in the most public forum available. He made sure her story became part of the permanent congressional record so that every senator voting on this nomination would carry the weight of that story into the voting booth. And when Miss Berner retreated behind the shield of attorney-client advocacy, Kennedy did not let that stand unchallenged either. He understood the legal argument. He simply refused to allow it to erase the human consequence of the decision she made, because at the end of the day, lifetime judicial appointments are not about legal technicalities. They are about judgment, character, and the courage to do the right thing even when it is professionally inconvenient. Senator Kennedy reminded every American watching that confirmation hearings exist for exactly this reason. Not to celebrate nominees or fast-track political allies onto the federal bench, but to hold powerful people accountable before they receive power that cannot be taken back. On that day, in that chamber, John Kennedy fulfilled that responsibility with conviction, with evidence, and with the kind of fearless directness that the American people deserve from every single one of their elected representatives.